It's always a pleasure to share good news, especially with people who have done so much to make it possible. It's hard to believe it's been a year, but what a year it's been. So, good news for 2016. Where do I start? For the 26th year in a row, U.S. News & World Report named RIC the #1 rehabilitation hospital. We never take this honor for granted, and we work harder every year to make sure we keep our long-running track record for being the best. We continue to hold the distinction of being the only hospital of any kind to accomplish this feat. We operated our flagship hospital at an average occupancy of 90%, well above most other hospitals. In 2016, we served 57,500 patients with referrals from 64 countries and 43 states. We continue to grow our global presence and attract patients from distant shores, and international referrals were up almost 4%. Clearly, 2016 was another great year operationally and brought us that much closer to the huge and thrilling leap into our future.
RIC's investment in research and translational medicine differentiates our model of care in the field. RIC's total value of grants increased this year by nearly 5% and is on course to hit $17.5 million. In 2016, our research and thought leadership was featured in 618 media stories, garnering more than 1.8 billion, that's billion, media impressions in national and international outlets, as well as prestigious scientific publications. Our relationship with the Netherlands continued to reap results. The research grant made possible through last year's visit from the King and Queen brought us a novel 3D treadmill that's being used in research with stroke patients. Every RIC scientist is charged with studying something that will directly affect our patient population. For example, I'm leading a DARPA project with the Department of Defense in which we're using the high-tech science of laser light to measure muscle disease. This could completely change the way we diagnose and treat musculoskeletal diseases. Dr. Yassine Dehaer and Lynn Rogers, along with a partner from the University of Pennsylvania, have a new NIH grant that explores how hormonal fluctuation impacts the risk of injury or recovery, and how gender-specific evidence may positively influence therapeutic care and treatment. Dr. Elliot Rouse is conducting research on a bionic ankle that adapts based on the user's intent, whether they want to walk or stand or to go up or down stairs. And finally, our own Dr. Brenna Argall received the prestigious National Science Foundation's Young Investigator Award for her work on a self-driving wheelchair that can think and act for the patient using artificial intelligence. These are just a few of the many ways in which RIC research is advancing what we can do for our patients, the field of rehabilitation, and the practice of medicine. Finally, I'll close where I started, with funding. Our research is extraordinary because we can afford to hire the best people, give them the best environment and equipment, and offer them the opportunity to focus their undivided attention on finding solutions that help our patients get better outcomes. On behalf of all of our scientists, thank you.
An undertaking like the Shirley Ryan AbilityLab could have never gotten from our vision to the majestic building across the street without people who believe in us and share our stories with others so convincingly. I'm delighted to report that 2016 was truly a transformative year on every level.
In recognition of this extraordinary gift, when our new hospital opens, it will be named
First, we have the great blessing of Patrick and Shirley Ryan, who've not only named our unique and stunning Shirley Ryan AbilityLab, but also they've brought us together with Pathways. Founded over 30 years ago by the Ryans, Pathways is the leading resource in detection, education, and intervention tools that maximize children's motor, sensory, and communication development. The Shirley Ryan AbilityLab and Pathways are now united as one family, and already we're making possible a truly better future for children and adults from around the world. Our dedicated and enthusiastic boards made significant contributions with phenomenal fundraising this year. Art in Motion and the Fall Dinner Dance were more fun and more successful than ever before. Record contributions to RIC's unrestricted funds allowed us to continue providing charity care and bring incredible opportunities to some of our youngest patients. Our Caring for Kids program brought them mitt to mitt with the world champion Cubs players. Woohoo! It also had them laughing out loud as they cuddled with our therapy dogs. Everyone felt the love. The 2016 Paralympics in Rio de Janeiro brought several patients and RIC staff to the world stage. Our own Dr. Monica Rowe was honored to be the head team physician for the USA Paralympic National Men's Soccer Team this year. Finally, because of the epic nature of the Ryan naming gift and other generous donors, we've been able to increase the capital campaign goal to $350 million. And today, we're well over $300 million in funds raised and progressing nicely towards that $350 million goal. We're doing everything it takes to reach this even more ambitious challenge, and we're confident that we will. 5 months from now, our patients will cross the street into the Shirley Ryan AbilityLab and into our future and theirs. As you can see, the construction scaffolds and fencing have been taken down, the gardens are planted, and the interiors are taking shape spectacularly. We're just a few weeks from receiving our certificate of occupancy, which means that we can be in the building without those ever so elegant hard hats and without a safety-trained chaperone. The Shirley Ryan AbilityLab is the future of RIC. Sooner than we can blink, we will triumphantly parade into the world's only AbilityLab, the global source for scientific breakthroughs in human ability. If you think we've made headlines this year, just wait. There aren't enough words to thank you for the millions of ways that you're making this happen. All of you, together, we are literally changing a field of medicine and impacting too many patients and too many lives to count. I thank you from the bottom of my heart.